September 27th, that's what Vancouver looks like this morning, but we're about to kind of get a peek back in time as we learn more this morning about Vancouver's vanishing ghost signs with John Atkin, a civic historian. Welcome to BT.
Thank you.
So tell everyone now, before we get to these amazing photos, what is a ghost sign?
A ghost sign is essentially a painted advertisement, usually on the side of a building that's never been maintained after its purpose was finished. And sometimes they languish just as a piece. We'll see one where it's just a fragment of a sign peeking out, and other times it's just on the wall. It's been slowly peeling and peeling, but it's just there. And so the ghost is that sort of, oh, what's that? And then you stare at it, and then the sun comes out and you see the sign, that type of thing. And other signs are layered and layered and layered and layered, and so you can actually see how they faded over time and read through the history of one place.
Well, have a look at some of these signs. Here's our first one here, and I mean, if you're from Vancouver, you've probably walked past these signs. Rennie Seeds.
Well, Rennie's is interesting. This is on a warehouse from the 1930s over in the False Creek Flats. The building actually faces Terminal, and this is the backside that you can see as you're driving down Main Street. And Rennie Seeds actually goes all the way back to Ontario with William Rennie back in the 1830s or something like that, importing seeds from Scotland. And then the company expanded right across the country, and they had a huge office here in Vancouver.
All right, another ghost sign for us this morning on BT, Shelleys Bakery. This one just freshly revealed? This
was revealed a couple of years ago. The owners of the building were doing some renovations, and they saw behind some siding and materials this amazing sign. Forex bread was produced in Strathcona at Shelleys Bakery, the Montreal Bakery, and it was a popular brand all across the city and elsewhere. And Shelley was actually on the Vancouver Park Board, and a very eclectic and strange man in his personal life, but the bakery was well known. And so this one's actually been conserved, and the community worked on saving it without restoring it, but just keeping it in its found condition.
Because there's no actual laws about protecting these signs.
Oh no, it's more if you have something on your building and you haven't painted it over, you're doing a service, but also it's very hard to save something that's painted on a wall that could be covered by a building.
Right.
And this building gets redeveloped, etc. So they are, by their very nature, they survive, but they're very ephemeral.
Well, let's take a look at some more of these ghost signs that have survived in Vancouver, despite all these incredible changes.
Yes.
Money's Mushrooms on Pryor Street. I've seen that one.
Yeah. Well, this is really delightful because what we have here is a city-owned building, and while they repaint and do things, you can see the painters have consciously kept going around the edge of the sign. And
very
so
thoughtful.
It's there, and it's one of those nice little surprises when you're caught in traffic on Pryor.
What food these morsels be. Wild Rose Flower, this one in Chinatown.
This one is in Chinatown, and if you look around on Hastings and other downtown east side streets, you'll actually see the Wild Rose Flower sign on the top of many different buildings. It's still in business, and but this is an early package, and this one's very accessible because you walk down the lane in Chinatown just behind Pender Street, and it's right there.
Do you know when this was painted, for example? Like, how old is that?
This is on the side of the East Hotel. The East Hotel was like 1912. The sign hit probably 1920s in that range. So it's actually been there for that period of time.
Amazing. Yeah. And we'll look at some more ghost signs here as we... Wow, this is such a journey, hey? Just things that we see every day, but here you're bringing them to life. What's this one?
This one's really interesting. This is on the side of what is most of us know as the Chinese Freemasons building in Chinatown. This is on the Carroll Street side, second floor, Peking Trucks. And when Milton Wong restored the building, they made a conscious effort to take the paint that was hiding this off. Peking Trucks was a very important tea house in Chinatown in the early days. And the story is that the owner would pay the head tax for a few of the men's wives in Chinatown. He knew that, you know, attractive women serving tea, more customers, but it was all above board. But it was one of those ways that some immigration occurred when you had things like head taxes and stuff like that.
So fascinating, John. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in learning more, John does do walking tours. Our information will be going up at btvancouver.ca, or check out the website on your screen. Thank you so much. That was fascinating. BT continues next.